Our 2022 NFL Draft coverage here on the Chiefs Report has been presented by Manscaped. Shout out to all of them that work there because they have the best men's grooming products on the planet. Stay nice and clean and tidy with all of their men's grooming products for 20% off and free shipping when you go to manscaped.com/chat. I'll be sure to put that link in the comments and in the description of this video. Shout out to Manscaped. They've been awesome all weekend long and awesome for the past couple of years for us here at Chat Sports. We're going to hand out some Chiefs draft grades, but real quick, let's recap all the picks that Kansas City made, and then we'll hand out some grades for each player. Trent McDuffie, the cornerback out of Washington. George Karlaftis, the edge out of Purdue. Skyy Moore and Bryan Cook in round 2. I love all 4 of those picks, by the way. Chenal, another good one. Joshua Williams, we had a video on him earlier today. Darian Kinnard out of Kentucky, one of the better value picks of this draft. Jaylen Watson, the cornerback out of Washington State in round 7. And then 2 more round 7 picks, Isaiah Pacheco and then Skyy Johnson. And, hey, he was so off the grid. He wasn't even in our we didn't have a photo of him in our database, but we're still going to hand out a grade and give you some tidbits on him a little bit later on in the show. But before we start handing out grades, guys, we are almost at 30,000 subscribers here on the Chiefs Report. We're at 29,139, which means we're only 861 subs away from 30,000. Help us get there. Hit that subscribe button. I want to get there as soon as possible. Daily Chiefs videos, including the latest news and rumors, plus an undrafted free agent tracker video coming tomorrow. All right, let's go pick by pick here, and we'll speed it up as we go along. Trent McDuffie, round 1, pick number 21 out of Washington. We've talked about this quite a bit at this point. This is one of my favorite players in this draft period. Tom Downey had him as his number 9 overall player. Good in zone, one of the best ones, the best zone coverage corner this year per Tom. Really good athlete, sticky in coverage. They didn't throw at him. He gave up less than 130 receiving yards at Washington this past year and less than 50% completion. I think he's an instant starter. He's your Charvarius Ward replacement. Brett Veach went up and traded for him at pick number 21. This, quite simply, is an A grade for Kansas City. I like this pick quite a bit. I think he's a guy that's going to play at a high level for a very, very long time for this football team. Trent McDuffie gets an A from yours truly. George Karlaftis, pick number 30 here in the first round. Not super bendy, but I thought the value was really good here. Really good power. Inconsistent as a tackler at times, despite being physical and big. Need to get better in that regard. But I think he's a guy that can come in and have good production. 4.5 sacks last year at Purdue. 6'4", almost 266. Big edge rusher, which is what Steve Spagnuolo likes in his 4-3 defensive ends. I think he's going to start for this football team. I think he'll start opposite of Frank Clark on this defensive line. I'm excited about him. A-, fills a big need. And it's a really good pick, don't get me wrong, but there are some minor flaws in his game that he needs to work on. So a good pick, not as great as Trent McDuffie, but I do like the value here at pick number 30 for Brett Veach. What is your favorite pick by the Chiefs this year? I thought it was a great draft. We'll hand out an overall grade at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. What was your favorite pick by Kansas City here in 2022? Let's hear it from you guys down in the comment section. One of my favorite picks was Skyy Moore, the wide receiver out of Western Michigan. You get him in round 2 at number 54 overall. I thought he might sneak into round 1 when 6 receivers went off the board in the first 18 picks, but he falls to the mid-50s here. Undersized a little bit at 5'9.5", 195 pounds, but really productive, really good route runner, good after the catch, great hands. Only had 5 drop passes in 3 seasons at Western Michigan. He can get a little bit better as a route runner, but and a little bit better against press coverage, but this is a guy that's going to give you a lot of production, some quality snaps. We'll see if he's like a full-time starter as a rookie. I think he will be. I'm giving this an A. I like Skyy Moore a ton. He was getting a lot of buzz over the last couple of months leading up to this draft, enough to where some people thought he might go in the first round, and the way that draft was looking, I thought that might be the case as well. For Brett Veach to get him at 54 overall, I think that's pretty damn good work by the Chiefs general manager. I give it an A for Skyy Moore. Bryan Cook, one of my favorite players in this draft as well, at safety coming out of Cincinnati. The Bearcats had some really good players in this draft, lined up all over the field, played some nickel, played some safety, played some strong. You could put them in the box as well. Really only had the one good year of college football, so maybe that's a bit of a knock. Per Tom's rankings, 99. Maybe it's a bit of a reach at 62. I didn't mind it. I thought late second, early third was about the value for him, and that's where he goes here, in my opinion at least. Everybody thinks differently, of course. I only gave it a B+, though. I say only. It's still a really good grade because I don't know if it's like a major need, right? You signed Justin Reid. You have Juan Thornhill. You don't necessarily need a guy like Bryan Cook, but I like the player. I think he's going to be a good special teams guy as well, and this team may have question marks about Juan Thornhill's future as he's entering the last year of his rookie contract, so maybe Justin Reid and Bryan Cook are your future tandem at safety. Now, the Lawn Mower 4.0 and the Ultra Premium Collection are some great products from Manscaped. I love the Ultra Premium Collection. You get the shampoo, conditioner bottle, the body spray and wash as well. I wish I had the spray up here because producer Coop's a little stinky over there, and I'd give him a couple of sprays. But, maybe he's throwing some on right now. I love the body spray, though, because in all talk, real talk, if you go play some pickup basketball like producer Marsh does sometimes, don't have time for a shower, a couple sprays, you're good to go. Doesn't even kind of hides those odors, if you will. 20% off plus free shipping. Manscaped.com/chat. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring our NFL draft coverage. That link is in the comments, in the description of this video. Get going with Manscaped today. We'll have you guys covered with the best men's grooming products. All right, Leo Chenal, who's kind of an old school backer, but then he tested a lot better than I thought he would. Almost 6'3", 250 pounds. Really big body there. 96 tackles, 8 sacks. I like the pass rushing ability as kind of an inside linebacker there. Brett Veach talked about how drafting him should allow Willie Gay to play more will linebacker, less at Mike, so that's important as well. Tested a lot better than he looked on tape, so does the game speed catch up to the athletic testing? We'll see, because he certainly at times looked a step slow in coverage when you turned on his tape at Wisconsin, and obviously in the modern-day NFL, you got to be able to cover a little bit as a linebacker if you're going to be an every down player, but the testing suggests that his game speed can pick up. 4.53 in the 40, 40.5-inch vertical. He lays the wood in the run game. Can he get better in coverage? If he can, I think you've got a long-time starter. If not, probably a part-time starter, number 3 type of linebacker, which is what I think his role will be early on with Kansas City behind Nick Bolton and Willie Gay Jr., but that's okay. Those two are really good young backers, so Chenal as your number 3 is perfectly fine. B+ for this pick only because I do have question marks around the coverage skills there, but I am intrigued by his upside and his athletic traits, and I know he's good against the run, so you've already got half the battle there. B+ for Leo Chenal for this grade. I want to know, fill in the blank for me, the Chiefs will win blank games this year. Let's hear it from you guys. How many do you think the Chiefs will win? Get your guesses in the comments. I'll say 12 games. How about that? 12-5. That will be their record. Predict for us down below. All right, we talked about Joshua Williams earlier on an individual video. Go check that out if you want expanded conversation. But out of Fayetteville State, Division II, looked like the best player on the field in most times, which is what you really want to see on tape when you're scouting Division II talent. You better pop off the screen. And he did. Has the traits to be a good cover guy because he is 6'2", over 200 pounds, pretty fluid. The footwork is a little clunky, but hey, he's a 4th-round pick with upside that played at Division II college. Like, there's certainly going to be a learning curve there. I went C+ because I didn't know if you needed to go back into the secondary here. Obviously, D2, there's going to be some learning curve, some question marks, but still above average. A C is an average grade for my grading scale. C+, hey, C+ is about a 2.7 GPA. That'll graduate you at college, so you're good to go on that front. Let's go to Darian Kinnard, who I think is one of the steals of the draft because I thought he could have gone in the 3rd round. Guard center hybrid out of Kentucky, really powerful. He's got that positional versatility. And, the Chiefs' offensive line has really good starters and really good depth. This is a best player available type of pick, though. 39 consecutive starts. Needs some work as a pass protector. Can certainly improve there, but he's not even going to start, whereas he would start for a lot of teams. This is an A. I mean, this is a guy who long-term could be a starter for you if you need him to. Now, when you have Trey Smith, Joe Tooney, and Creed Humphrey on the interior, I'm not sure where the playing time comes from, but maybe you opt out of Humphrey's contract in 2 years, where you can opt out after year 3 and save a lot of money on the cap. Maybe he's your long-term Tooney replacement. So this is Brett Veach saying, you know what? This guy should have gone 50 picks ago. We're going to take him because he is the best player on our board, and I like that for general managers in the National Football League. All right, round 7, not much time to spend here. Jaylen Watson, the corner out of Washington State. Hey, he's 6'2", 200, 2 picks, 3 pass breakups. I like the length. Average athlete. Okay. I don't really have too many thoughts there. I'll give a 6'2 DB a B grade in the 7th round. Hey, you got the traits there, so we'll see what happens on that front. I'm guessing he'll be competing for a roster spot or a spot on the practice squad. And then we've got a couple more 7th-round picks that we will get to here in a moment. We'll ask you this question first, though. Least favorite draft pick. Is there a pick you were just like, yeah, I didn't like this one? It's kind of hard to find one, right? Is there one? Great Veach, or Veach. I combined draft and Veach with that word. Can you tell that I've worked like 50 hours in the last 60 hours I've been alive on this planet? Yeah, it's been some long days. Least favorite draft pick. I want to know it from you guys. I don't know if Brett Veach made a bad pick, though, at the end of the day. Round 7, pick 251, Isaiah Pacheco, the running back out of Rutgers, who only averaged 3.9 yards per carry this past season. But he did run a 4.34, I believe, in the 40-yard dash, so maybe they see some kick return value here. You did lose Byron Pringle after all. I don't think the player's that great, though, but a decent runner. And, of course, it's round 7. Can't have a bad pick. C grade, nothing great, nothing major to see here for Pacheco. But I'll give it a C because there's no bad picks in round 7. Nazeeh Johnson out of Marshall. 5'10 and a quarter, 200 pounds. Ran a 4.35 40, though, and had a 42-inch vertical, I read. So, okay, 7th round, take a premier athlete, see what happens. It's like that one team who took Kalen Barnes, who ran a 4.23 in the 7th round. I can't remember who drafted him, but, I'll give it a C grade. It's not a failing grade. A, it's round 7, and B, he's got good testing. So, maybe those skills can translate to special teams. Probably not going to be a starter in the secondary anytime soon. But, hey, it's a 7th round. There really isn't a such thing as a bad pick. All right, there you go. That is the Chiefs 2022 draft. Grade it for us in the comments. A, B, C, D, or F. How did Brett Veach do? I want to know from you guys on that front. What grade would you hand Kansas City for this draft, which was an important one after trading away Tyreek Hill? I'm giving it an A. Listen, there were some picks that were less than A, but you know what? At the end of the day, you nailed a lot of the premium picks. McDuffie, starter from day one. Karlaftis should be a starter. Chenal, good backer. Skyy Moore, really good pick. A lot of good picks in the first 2 days. Good value today as well. I think this was a great draft. Obviously, we'll see how it pans out. This is all projecting at this point. But on paper, I think the Chiefs had a top 5 draft out of all 32 teams. All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Chiefs Report. Hit that subscribe button for more videos to come. We'll have a UDFA tracker video tomorrow. See which undrafted free agents Kansas City is going to bring to town. Until then, I'm Harrison Graham. We'll see you tomorrow.